Dr. James J.C. Cooley. That's right.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley, and his guest will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas-Fort Worth. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore them or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley, and his guests will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas-Fort Worth.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on The Answer. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley and his guests will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on The Answer.
Yeah. Dr. James J.C. Cooley. The James Cooley Show. It's your life. Yeah. James J.C. Cooley.
Hello, welcome to the James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley. Guess what? Today is Wednesday, 360-degree health. I got a very, very special guest that I'm going to interview today. So I'm excited. This young man always bring a wealth of knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and focus. And I'm excited to be interviewing him today. How you doing, Dr. Cooley? How you doing?
I'm good. Are you excited?
I am excited. I'm excited about this guest. And no, I did not give it away, Michelle. I did not give it away.
You say that every show. I know you're not going to right?
So how your day going so far?
It's going good. It's going good. It's just, I was just mentioning to the guests before we went live that can't believe how quick the time has passed, and it's almost half the year. But you know what? We're here and we're healthy. We're grateful. So I'm excited about that.
So whichever platform that you might be watching this on, whether it's E36 Television, Frankfurt TV, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Rumble, and over 80 other platforms, welcome to the show. If you want to be part of this great conversation that we're going to have, all you have to do is just go to the comments on the platform that you're watching us on. I promise you, we'll get you an answer. Well, Chef, can you do the honors by introducing the title of the show, the purpose of the show, and introduce this absolutely wonderful guest?
Oh, most definitely. So it is 360-degree Health Day. Woohoo! And the title of today's show is Why Manage What You Can Prevent. Wow. So we're having a conversation with Dr. Michael Mantell. He is a mental health professional, a rational, emotive, and cognitive behavior coach, and he's also an author. And he's going to talk about, where does stress originate? What are the elements of stress? How do we create it? What can we do to dismantle stress? And what does STRESS really stand for? As a seasoned mental health professional, Dr. Mantell, again, he specializes in rational and emotive behavior coaching, cognitive behavioral coaching. He helps individuals break free from self-defeating patterns and build resilient, thriving, autonomous mindset. He's a prolific author with 4 books to his name, including his recent work, The Link is What You Think, Ticking Bombs, Defusing Violence in the Workplace, and his iconic 1988 original, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. P.S. It's all small stuff. In its 25th anniversary edition. He has been an invited presenter for Harvard University's course, The Art and Science of Empowering People to Change. You know what? There's so much greatness about this individual. Please welcome into the show, Dr. Michael Mantell.
How you doing? How you doing, my friend? How you doing?
I'm doing great. I think I've been here before, haven't I?
It's odd being on the other side of the interview.
Here I am, not a co-host, but a guest. Oh my goodness! Now I'm ready for you guys, so bring it on.
How you doing? How you doing, Doc?
Doing well, thank you very much. I appreciate it, and this is a great opportunity to share some of the things that I've been thinking about for many years, and that ultimately boils down to teaching people how to disturb themselves less. I was a practicing psychologist for almost 50 years, retired, and now I'm a psychological educator, teaching people ultimately to think differently. That's the life raft. And I'll talk about that as we get into this.
So, hey, Doc, for the people that this is their first time hearing you, for them, can you tell them a little bit more about you? What make you click? Or why you're so passionate about what you're doing? And no, you haven't retired because you still teaching everybody every day.
Right. Well, I mean, what makes me click, I think we have an inner purpose. I think we're, in many ways, we're placed here in this world with that purpose. And I think our job is to cut away the stone to let ourselves emerge. Some sculptors think they're going to cut into the stone who that image is. But real people understand, no, we cut away the stone to reveal who we are. I've always been interested in psychology and helping people give what I call giving psychology away, making psychology public. For decades, I've been in the media giving psychological tips away like we do every week here on this show. And so I think that's what it's about. We look at the world today and we see divisiveness. And wherever we look, we see people pulling their hair out if they have any left. And I think we have to figure out a way to help people come together, to preserve humanity, to promote peace, to promote unity. And that's what my purpose is. That's what I do.
Well, you mentioned stress, and stress is especially in today's time. So Doc, where do stress originate from?
It's a great question. In my book that I wrote in 1988, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, P.S. It's all small stuff. I refer to Voltaire, the French philosopher, and he said, life is a shipwreck, but nevertheless, we must learn to sing joyfully in our lifeboats. Excuse me. Life is a shipwreck, but we have to learn to sing in our life rafts, lifeboats. Where does stress come from? It comes from our lifeboat. What is that? It's the way we think. The link is what you think. That's this book. The link is what you think. That's my last book. I know that guy. The link is what you think. And I think that when you think about what stress is, we go back to the Greek philosopher, Epictetus. Some say Epictetus. He was 100% right when he said that people are not disturbed by outside things or events, but rather we disturb ourselves about them. So you want to know where stress comes from? The way we think. And that's what we have to learn to change if we are going to prevent instead of manage or treat. Now, I know a lot of people make a lot of money from stress management, stress treatment. Prevention, not so much. But I think, why would you treat a disease when you can avoid it in the first place?
You're absolutely right. And we all have some level of stress. Sometimes stress is, I believe, is not always bad because it keeps me, motivated, but not to be completely stressed out about everything that we have no control over. Can you talk about that a little bit, Doc?
Absolutely. I'll talk about what stress is versus distress in a moment. But let me just point out something. There was a study done a while ago, and they found out who has the highest levels of distressful situations you would think would have the highest risk of death. Well, the fact is, this only applies to people who think that stress is harmful to their health. The lowest risk of death isn't to those who experience the lowest level of stress. Those who experience high levels of stress but think it's not harmful to their health, they're the ones who are more likely not to die. It's amazing. So this gives us a glimpse into what stress is, euphoric stress that comes from the good things in life versus distress, how we think about those things and turn them into negative situations. I think a key is to understand that we have choice. We have choice. Once you are thinking clearly, you can respond, not react. And I want to make sure that people understand stress doesn't exist. This is going to be hard to swallow, given what's going on in this world. But stress doesn't occur until and unless we think about those events in a certain way. Now, real quickly, look what's going on in the streets of our country. There are those who thrive on this, who love it, who think this is great. The rest of us who think, my God, the country's fallen apart. The link is what you think. It's not the event.
I love that. I love that. I'll tell you what, Doc, we're going to take a station break, but I tell you, if you want to be part of this great conversation, all you have to do is just go to the platform that you're watching us on, ask any questions that you might have. I promise you, Dr. Michael Mantell will get you an answer. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
Dr. James, JC, Cooley, the James Cooley Show. It's your life.
Welcome to Viridian Christian University, where faith and learning come together to transform lives. At VCU, we believe that education is more than just academics. It's about fostering a community of growth, integrity, and purpose. Whether you're pursuing a bachelor's, master's, or doctorate, VCU offers flexible, affordable, and 100% online degree programs that cater to your busy life. Our innovative platform provides a personalized learning experience, empowering you to thrive in today's ever-evolving world. Join a global community of learners guided by an experienced faculty who are committed to your success. With VCU, you're not just earning a degree, you're preparing for a future that integrates faith, leadership, and service. Viridian Christian University, educating with purpose, transforming lives. Learn more at ViridianChristianUniversity.com. ViridianChristianUniversity.com.
Really get a chance to know who you are. And once you know who you are, you truly know who you are, love who you are. Love who you are. You're a masterpiece. Love who you are. Love who you were born to be. Love me some me. That's what I'm talking about. When you leave high school, you gotta know today or tomorrow, hopefully today, what your plans are. Hopefully, there is no bad decision unless there is no plan. Create, collaborate, commit with confidence. Commit with what? Commit with what? In everything that you do. Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and Dr. Michael Mantell here, and we're talking about why manage what you can prevent. And right now we're talking about stress. So many different forms of stress that we find ourselves experiencing it. Because sometimes, if we don't manage ourselves, we can't prevent certain things that's going to happen to us. But stress is always going to occur, but it's just how you manage it. Just like Dr. Michael Mantell was talking about, the link is what you think. Can you hold that book up one more time, Doc? So,
Yeah, here it is. Here it is. Here's the book. The link is what you think.
And everyone should go out and buy this book right now. Right now. Just go out and get it.
On, of course.
So, Doc, what are the biological responses that occur when we are feeling stressed?
Well, stress is a biological, physical, psychological, emotional, spiritual experience. And so when it comes to the biology, our heart, our mind has a bidirectional connection. One influences the other. We have a whole set of chemical reactions that affects everything about us. Our digestion may affect our biology. There's a lot being written about that, particularly most recently, what we call the microbiome. But we release certain chemicals in our body when we when we look at something and we disturb ourselves about it. We release certain chemicals that affect our thinking, our heart rate, our blood pressure, really everything about ourselves physically. And so the body can't escape a negative thought. When we have a negative thought, we are poisoning our bodies. Let me say that again. When we have a negative thought, we are poisoning our bodies. Yeah, but it's her fault. It's his fault. You can think whatever you want, but you're the one creating this remarkable chemical upheaval. And I can go through the details, but we'll get lost in that. Just suffice to say that I don't want to hurt my body. I don't want to take a hammer and smash my hand on purpose. So why would I think in a way that would set off a similar chemical reaction? Now, our memory and our heart rate, our digestion, we don't want to mess with that. What do you think strokes, heart attacks, seem to originate. Hypertension starts with, oftentimes, not always because there's genetic components, but oftentimes the way we think make it much worse.
You mentioned thought and perception. How does one perception, help them? I mean, cause more stress?
Well, if you look at an apple and you say, boy, this brings back memories. My mom, my grandfather, my grandma, they used to give me apples. I love it. I look at something simple, like an apple, and I'm all feeling good. I'm literally releasing chemicals in my body that are the quote feel good chemicals. But if I look at the apple and I go, I remember the time my neighbor threw an apple at me and hit me in the head. I had to go to the hospital. It triggers those thoughts. So perception is everything. We are not free of the way we think. We can change the way we think, but what we perceive is the source of how we feel, whether we're feeling good. Some people listen to certain kinds of music. They go, oh man, I love that. I love that. Ah. Other people go, oh my God, turn it off. It drives me crazy. Listen to what I just said. It drives me. Nothing drives me. Not even my car. I drive me. I drive me. I make me feel. JC, you don't make me feel anything. I love you. I like you. I respect and admire you, but I can't say honestly, you make me feel good. No, I make myself feel good. How? By the way I think about you.
Wow. I like how you put that, Doc. So Dr. Mike, what external factors are common sources of stress?
Say it again, please.
What are some external factors that are common causes of stress?
Well, certainly we have all kinds of triggers. We have work life, we have family life, we have finances, we have health, we have the way the country is going, we have headlines screaming at us, we have all kinds of external experiences. Our neighbor who doesn't treat us well, the relationship that's not going well. The list goes on and on and on. Nobody is free from any of those things. We think, oh, they have a perfect life. Impossible. There's always some one of these external factors. But ultimately, two men look through the same prison bars. One sees dirt, the other stars. Prison bars are a stress. But let me tell you, depends on how you look at that and what you see. Some people love cloudy weather. Oh, I love this. Other people go, oh, I hate this. It's the weather? No, it's what you tell yourself. I don't want to sound like a broken record. Keep coming back to it. So these external factors are like a golf tee. They're challenges. It's easy when the doors are wide open, the money's coming, the relationships are great, the kids are great, everything is going perfectly. Life is wonderful. But when the door is closed, life sucks. It's garbage. I hate it. No, that takes the mindset to say, there must be a good reason he above us has closed the door. He's redirecting. He's not rejecting. He's helping. That takes thought. And that's what I do. I teach people how to think that way.
Very good at it too, Doc. Very, very good. I can see the numbers right here. I don't know if you can see them, but it's a lot of people tuning in, and I know that all these gems that you're dropping, So, Doc, can internal expectation be more stressful than the external demands?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Let me pick up on something you just said. The numbers are going great. Now, some people go like, that makes me happy. Other people are like, I don't care about the numbers. I care about just doing a good job. That's sort of where I am. Numbers are nice, but if the numbers are down, I don't make me think, oh, I'm doing a lousy job. That's called self-esteem. And in answer to your question, the biggest cancer in emotional health, actual cancer in emotional health, is self-esteem. What are you talking about? Self-esteem is a good thing. No, it's not. You know why? Because it's anchored on rating yourself based on what you think of me, how many numbers there are, how much my income is, what kind of car I drive, whether I have fancy clothes, all that's external stuff. And we use that to rate ourselves. No, no way. Self-acceptance is the key. I am happy with who I am. Does that mean I don't strive for better? Sure, I do. But if I'm only thinking I'm good because you think of me, then I'm in trouble.
What are the core elements of stress?
The core elements of stress. Well, I'm an acronym-ologist, right? I love acronyms. I live on acronyms. Boy, I thrive on them. And so I have an acronym for stress. STRESS. S, smile more every day, especially at the first 10 people you see every day. T, think rationally. I'm looking at my notes to make sure I don't miss anything. Rationally, accurately, logically, positively, not phony positivity, but focus on the roses on the thorn bush, not the thorns on the rose bush. Don't give away your self-power, self-control, and happiness to anyone. Don't let any negativity ever get inside of your ears. Walk away. Talk winning to yourself, not losing. You say, dream big, think big, be big. Let's go to the R. S, smile. T, think rationally. R, relive the good in your life. Don't keep reading the same negative chapter over and over again. Looking in the rearview mirror, always smaller than the windshield. It's designed to help you do just that. Relationships and regular relaxation are critical to reliving the good. E, eat right. Eat right. Healthy foods. We'll talk about that later if we have time. S, sweat more. Not swear more, sweat more. But not the small stuff. Sweat through regular, appropriate exercise that's geared for you. And the last S in stress, savor your moments, your days, because it could end like that.
Wow. I love all the acronyms that you always come up with, because it paints a picture, a clear picture where, people, if they are actually listening and watching it, it give them a visual perception in their mind of exactly how you are explaining it. So Doc, what's the difference between acute and chronic stress?
Very simple. Acute stress is the stress that happens in the moment. It happens short-term response to some immediate challenge. You're driving down the road, everything's great. Listen to 360-degree health on your radio, and everything's great. All of a sudden, a car comes crashing right in front of you. That's acute stress. And most of us would have that acute reaction, slamming on the brakes to avoid hitting someone else. Think of that as your example of acute stress. Chronic stress is the stress that comes from everyday difficulties at work, in relationships, wherever it may be. It's the everyday, nonstop, it doesn't let up. And we have biological reactions to these things. Acute stress suddenly floods us. Chronic stress every day, it builds, it eats. So we want to avoid both, and we can. Acute stress is a little more difficult because we have this almost innate protective fight flight, it's called, reaction. And when we are in immediate danger, we immediately tense. That's an example of what I'm talking about.
And you see Steve Taylor is watching and said, I love this. And he also mentioned, as a man thinketh, so is he.
Oh, yes, indeed. We can go back to the Bible because that's where all this is. A lot of people find, I don't want to get into the Bible. But the point being, Steve, that's a great quote. As a man thinketh, so he is.
Hey, Doc, you got about 2 minutes before the break. Is all stress bad?
Well, that's a good question. We have distress. Think of it as the negative way we think and create harm to ourselves. Getting fired from a job, a fire in your home, a terrible diagnosis. Those are really bad things. We'll talk about the difference between bad and horrible when we come back. Eustress is the stress that comes from a good event because it moves us to achieve, to grow, to feel good about what's happening in our life. So is all stress good or bad? Stress by itself, as we create it, is not good or healthy. But events that are good and events are bad, and we can think about them in certain ways.
Wow. We're gonna take a station break now, but this is so good. This is so good. I'm learning a lot, and I know our audience will learn a lot as well. So I'll tell you, if you want to be part of this conversation, all you have to do is just go to the platform that you're watching us on, ask any questions that you might have. I promise you, we'll get you an answer. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
Noah Dingley here, producer of The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. And the new audio version of James' book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet, is a must-have. James shares his true life story of struggle and success in America. It's both a cautionary tale and a roadmap to achieving the American dream. Get the new audio version of Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by James Cooley on Amazon.com or wherever audiobooks are sold.
At Viridian Christian University, we believe education is more than just a degree. It's a pathway to a purpose-driven life. Whether you're advancing your career, pursuing a passion, or building a new future, VCU's 100% online programs give you the flexibility to learn on your terms, anywhere, anytime. With expert faculty, personalized mentorship, and a faith-centered approach, you'll gain the skills, knowledge, and leadership you need to make a lasting impact. VCU offers bachelor's, master's, and doctorate degrees, each designed to empower you for success in today's fast-changing world. Join a global community of believers, learners, and leaders. Ready to start your journey? Viridian Christian University, transforming lives, empowering futures. Visit us at ViridianChristianUniversity.com. That's ViridianChristianUniversity.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Michelle Cooley. I've heard so many powerful stories from women who survived heart disease because they took action in time. But I've also heard stories of women who weren't as lucky. The difference? Awareness, access to care, and early intervention. According to the American Heart Association, every 80 seconds, a woman in the United States dies from cardiovascular disease. That's more than one life lost every single minute. But did you know that 80% of heart disease cases are preventable? That's right, 80%. That means small changes like eating healthier, exercising, and managing stress can save lives.
Hi, I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley, and I'm committed to making sure that more women survive and strive. Please join me in raising funds for the American Heart Association to support life-saving research because every heartbeat is worth fighting for. In honor of Women's History Month, let's spread awareness and help women recognize the warning signs before it's too late.
It's the James Cooley Show. It's your life. Dr. James J.C. Cooley. Yeah. Come on.
Oh, I was getting off into the music, Doc. So this is an absolutely incredible conversation that we're having. Just in case you're just not tuning in, and I see a good friend of ours. Hold on, where's she at? Dr. Nina Copeland. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
So if you want to be part of this conversation, just like I said, all you do is go to the comments on whichever platform you're watching us on, ask Dr. Mike any question that you might have. I promise you, he'll get you an answer. So Dr. Mike, how does habits that we already have formed sometimes cause us additional stress?
Well, it depends on the habit. If you're a drinker or you're a drug user or you like to create violence, those habits are going to create a lot of stress for you. I think that habits are born earlier in life, although they can be created later. They can be changed for the better. But habits originate in the way we think again. So, Michael, does everything happen based in our thinking? Yes, it is true. The way we think, this is a good thing to do, so I'll keep doing it. Basically, when you squeeze the lemon down to the last drop, that's where we create a habit. This is a good thing to do, so I'm going to do it. And we can create some very, very harmful negative habits. And they're not, the more harmful they are in some ways, the more difficult they are to break. It doesn't mean we can't, but certainly, in answer to your question, I think that habits can be anchors that weigh us down, that pull us in, and we think, I have no control, it's automatic. No, we can step out and think about it and help ourselves change. And much of what goes in the name of therapy or coaching or counseling today is helping people learn new ways of thinking to create new habits. You don't change a habit without thinking first.
Now, you mentioned habits and you mentioned thoughts. What are 3 harmful thoughts that bring additional stress?
Well, here's the core of leading a healthy, happy, rational life or leading a miserable life. Here's the core. 1, believing something should be different than it is. I'm going to come back to that. Number 2, not only should it be different, but it's horrible, awful, and terrible if it's not the way I demand it to be. Number 3, it's unbearable to me. So when you should on something, when you awfulize about something, and when you convince yourself you can't stand it, you're miserable. You're feeling the weight of the world. And that comes from inflexible, rigid, demand-filled thinking. We want to eliminate should, we want to eliminate horrible, awful, and terrible, and we want to eliminate unbearable. How do we do that? Here's what we substitute. Who says it should be a certain way? I just did it. I prefer thinking I'd like it to be different. I'd prefer it to be different. You want to dial down that stress? Stop thinking traffic should not be here now. It'd be better if there was no traffic. Is it horrible, awful, terrible? No, it's too bad. It's unfortunate. It's difficult. It's hard. I can't stand it. Dude, you're here. You're standing it. You obviously can tolerate it. You just don't like it. So get rid of the shoulds. Get rid of the awfuls. Get rid of the I can't stand it. Substitute prefer. It's bad. And I just don't like it. Watch stress evaporate.
So, hey, Doc, so how do stress triggers different from person to person?
Yeah. Well, we are all different human beings, but we also have a lot of similarities. Stress triggers differ from you and me, from person to person, because we have individual and very unique combinations of biology, experiences, beliefs, environments that shape how we perceive outside events, our personal history, our biological differences, the way we were raised, our incomes, our histories, all those, as I said, history, all those things go in the direction of being able to trigger us in different ways. But that's just the trigger. That's just the trigger. We control whether we're going to pull the trigger. And it's important to understand we have a choice. Personality traits, I don't like to label people with labels. He's that kind of a person, because it sounds like it's an accusation almost, and it's solid. It's sealed in stone. No, our life circumstances impact us, but we have choice, in those circumstances. So that's how person to person we have these different kinds of reactions. It explains why he reacts that way, she reacts that way, you and I react the way we do. We can't escape those things.
So you wrote this book, your latest book. The link is What You Think.
Right.
How can you always mention how can people stop and less harming themselves, by the thoughts that they might have? Can you talk about that a little bit, though?
Absolutely. I want people to get rid of shoulds. I want people to get rid of awful. I want people to get rid of I can't stand it. I want people to use I prefer, I'd like it. I want people to go like it's bad, but it's not awful or horrible. And I can deal with it. I just don't like it. Now, that forms the basis. But I'm going to give you an ABC model. A stands for act. Do something different. Step out of that habit. Do it a different way. I always go this way. I'm going to go this way and see what happens. Do something and continue to stay active. Activity breaks up the whole chemistry in our mind that creates stress. Number 2, belong. Do something with someone else. The more people you do it with, the better. Remember, the 5 people that surround you most either lift you and are the wind behind you, or are the wind in front of you and hold you back. That's the B. C, commit. Commit to doing something meaningful for yourself or for someone else. Give a gift. Hold the door open. Buy a cup of coffee. Say thank you. Compliment. A, act. B, belong. And C, commit. When you do those things, you're going to shake up your thinking quite a bit.
How do we, I'm talking about all of us, unintentionally create our own stress?
We lose awareness. We stop thinking. We're like we think we're on autopilot, like that. No, stop for a moment. If you're on a bus going somewhere and you got to get off at Chancellor Avenue, where I grew up in Newark, New Jersey, and you are half asleep, and the bus keeps going, the bus isn't going to stop for you. You have the responsibility to be aware enough. Oh, whoa, that's my stop. Stop. The bus driver will open up the door and let you out. But it's up to you to have awareness. How can you create awareness? That's the ABC. Be active. B, belong to something. And C, commit. Being aware. I go to sleep at night thinking to myself, what 3 or so things went right today? And then I wake up in the morning, very thankful, full of blessings and all that. And I say, what could go right today? And keep my eyes looking for what could go right. And just because a door slams, I remind myself, whoa, wait a minute. This could be beneficial. Flat tires aren't always bad. Sometimes they save your life. But you and I are talking thousands of miles away right now. There's a wire between us. I don't see it, therefore it's not there. No, mental awareness says, of course it's there. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean, it's not there. My responsibility to be aware, be grateful, be thankful.
Wow. You know what, Doc, we got to take a station break, but I don't want this to end, because you dropping gems, so tell you what, we're going to take a station break, but we're going to come back. We got a lot more Dr. Michael Mantell when we get back from the break. So I tell you what, if you want to be part of this conversation, all you have to do, go to the platform that you're watching us on, ask any question that you might have in the comments. I promise you we'll get you an answer. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
James Cooley.
A Black Man's Point of View is the newest Amazon.com #1 release and bestseller book from author Dr. James J.C. Cooley, featuring the perspective from 11 other contributing authors. In A Black Man's Point of View, Dr. James Cooley unpacks his thoughts and personal experiences about the challenges, stereotypes, and feelings of self-worth that many black men face today due to a 400-year ancestry rooted in slavery and colonization. Yet, how so many black men move forward despite this history. Most importantly, A Black Man's Point of View conveys that all men, regardless of race, creed, or color, are capable of love, respect, and dignity. Described as a map to a greater life from the heart of a man who's experienced life's misfortune and harsh conditions, James shows us how beliefs, convictions, and a healthy mentality can help propel a life worth living. A must-read for all. Order your copy of A Black Man's Point of View by author Dr. James J.C. Cooley today from Amazon.com or wherever books are sold.
The future is here.
Now is the time to pursue the greatness in you. Welcome to Viridian Christian University, where faith meets future. We are a fully accredited, 100% online Christian university. We offer bachelor's degree, master's and doctorate degree programs, built for students like you. Affordable tuitions, 30+ degree programs, 100% online and flexible. Integrating faith with learning. Study from anywhere at your pace. At VCU, we do not just prepare you for a degree. We prepare you for purpose. Discover who you are, grow in faith, and build a future that impacts the world.
Are you ready to start your journey today?
Visit www.viridianchristianuniversity.com.
Apply today and be among the global leaders.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, just like you already know, on Wednesdays and soon to be some Tuesdays. We have the great, honorable Dr. Michael Mantell educating us like he's doing right now. Hey, Doc, I do believe that we have to do this more often, man. I'm loving it.
All of our guests lined up. Step back.
We got to do this more often because, I'll tell you, topics like what we're talking about right now, just like in today's time, especially in the United States here, it's a lot of folks stressing out because of uncertainty. And many of the stresses that are brought on is because people allow themselves to get caught up in certain situations and circumstances that they have no control over. And I keep bringing up the link is what you think.
Yeah. Well, when you think about this notion of like, I have no control, go back to my three things. I should have control. I must have control. It's horrible that I can't control what's going on. I can't stand it. Nonsense. I'd like to have control, but let's face it. Nobody really has control. Number two, it's bad out there, but is it horrible? I don't know. Horrible is a word that only revs us up. It's very bad, truthfully. Number three, I can stand it. Obviously, I'm here. But I believe that when Viridian teaches purpose. You're the chancellor of this fine university. It teaches purpose. And when life has purpose, when life has direction, stress feels more like a storm, not a trap. Think about that. When we tell ourselves things must be a certain way, it's horrible, and I can't stand it, we're telling ourselves we're trapped. We're not trapped. There's hope. There's faith. And we can bring ourselves through anything with the help of the one above, obviously.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, Dr. Michael, what lifestyle changes can we make to help upgrade our thinking?
I'm going to race through this because I want to talk about something I call micro breaks as well. I just taught that to the American Heart Association. Look,
lifestyle changes play a very foundational role in dismantling chronic stress, particularly because they target the root causes and the sustainers of our stress cycles, biological, psychological, behavioral. Number one, we need to sleep better, folks. We really need to learn how to get healthier sleep. Whatever it is, we need to rebuild the reset button. Lowers our cholesterol levels, enhances emotional regulation. The list goes on. Physical activity. Let's buzz off the burn. We need to be physically active. You don't have to go to the gym and big, Superman or Superwoman act. Just go for a walk. Number three, stabilize from the inside out. That means watch what you eat. Food can fuel calm or chaos. Choose it wisely. Relaxation responses, relaxation practices, rewire the way you respond. I'm going to go through those micro breaks in just a moment. Connection, community is everything. Whatever we read about today says be in a community, whether it's faith-based or not, but be part of a community, because loneliness is toxic and connection today is medicine. Have purpose and values. Anchor your mind, and you'll see how stress becomes a storm, not a trap.
Wow, I love that. But you were saying, get enough sleep. I'm a firm believer before you wind down, and you want to be stressed. You want to dismantle stress, but isn't it also important to, even before you go to sleep, not be careful what you watch and you listen to? Maybe stay away from contentious or aggravating conversations before you actually go to sleep, because that messes up your sleep, or whatever you're watching can mess up your sleep. If it's something, upsetting, you need to be calm. You can try to go to sleep and still be stressed, but you need to dismantle those things purposely and mindfully before you go to sleep.
I absolutely agree 100%. Now, if we can find out where that is, because television, I like music. I like to listen to calm music, not that music. In the morning, yeah, but at night I listen to calm music, and I like this. One of the micro breaks that I teach is something called the scent. So I like to put some great smelling, scent on my pillow. Things purposefully aimed at calming you down. I'm not listening to the news or watching any of that stuff before I go to sleep. That jacks you up.
Yeah, I remember in the morning, before I go to work, I just turn on the local news to see what's going on. It was just so horrific every morning. I'm like, I just stopped doing it, because it's like it sets the tone for your day.
News anymore. Hey, guys, we have 2 minutes left. I want to take quickly about something called micro breaks. These are cool little things that take 1 minute. Pick one. I'll go through them real fast. So I call the body bliss sweep. For 1 minute, just close your eyes and look inside your body and find a place where things are okay. Right now, it's my stomach. It feels fine. I'm going to focus on that. Number 2, breath of balance. Breathe into the count of 4, hold to the count of 4, exhale to the count of 4. That gives you a break. I'm starting to feel better. A quantum movement. Just jump up and down, swirl your arms, swing your legs, because what that does is it breaks up the knots and gets the chemistry flowing in a healthier way. Nature's instant recharge. I'm inside, you're in charge, we're inside now. Look out the window. See the palm trees waving? It's so beautiful. Nature is a magical elixir. The gratitude power surge. Real quickly, say thank you. Drops cortisol, raises your energy. It reframes the story to help you focus on what's good. Spiritually, it cultivates an inner peace that radiates outward. And then the scent of serenity. The smell of something so rich and good. It's relaxing.
Wow. I love that. And you call those micro breaks, right?
Micro breaks. I just taught this to the American Heart Association last week. And I teach it to physicians in the middle of a busy workday. Here's how you can just take literally a minute. Calm yourself. Pick one of those. Commit to doing it. Watch what happens.
Dr. Mike, we got about 2 minutes left in the show. What are some takeaways that you want our viewers and our listeners to get from this great discussion that we just had?
First of all, I want everyone to take away Michelle's beautiful smile. She just gave such a beautiful smile. Look at it. Okay. The takeaway is stress is something we create. It is not inherent. We don't have stress. We create stress. Now, a lot of people will say, what are you talking about? Look at life. How can you not? Right. The way you look, the eyes, the way you think, life is a shipwreck, Voltaire said, but he said we must learn to sing in our lifeboat. Where's that lifeboat? In between our ears. And then Epictetus, the Greek philosopher, said that it's not the events, it's the way we think about those events. Another takeaway is we aren't made to feel anything. If you have an emotion, ask yourself this question. This is the takeaway. $1 million question. What am I thinking that makes me feel this way? Not why am I feeling this way? What am I thinking that makes me feel this way? Watch the power the answer gives you.
Dr. Mike, you're a great man of wisdom.
Thank you.
So, you got a standing invitation on this show. I think we need to start doing this more often and still have our Wednesday show. But thank you so much. I'd like to thank Michelle for putting together another absolutely fantastic show. Most importantly, I'd like to thank our viewers and our listeners out there for tuning into the James Cooley Show, Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, and 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Always, always, always dream big, think big, and be big at everything you do. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. It's your life.